Welcome to the 2015 Festival of Trees, Miracles on Main Street, brought to you by Presence United Samaritans Foundation in Danville, Illinois. And we are excited to have with us the president of the foundation, Mr. Jim Anderson. Jim, this is such a wonderful event every year, and this year there's some different aspects to it, and wow, do we have some unusual trees.
Well, and it goes without saying that that's the way that we start this every year, with just the tremendous creativity and imagination of the community. It comes together. This is really, from my perspective, this is one of the more inspiring parts of the event, is just to watch it all come together for the 19th time.
19 years, and every year we kind of see it look a little different, which helps with making people want to see it every year.
We do. We've got and we've got new faces that are joining us this year. We've got friends that have joined us for change back from 20 years, but it's almost like they wake up in the middle of the night sometime in August or whenever and say, I think I want to do that at the festival this year. And we as you mentioned, we try to put new ornaments on this tree every year, and it's a surprise, and I'd let the cat out of the bag, but we want folks to come down, enjoy it, and experience it for themselves.
Tell us a little bit about the tree behind us.
Well, this is, I want to say this is the third year that we've had the book tree, and as you can see, it is full of children's books, which are donated during the course of the year. Some are purchased, but basically donated from the community during the course of the year. There is a specific number of books there, but I can't tell you that number, because that's part of our game too, is to check the number of books on the tree. And after the event is over, these books will be they'll be boxed up and delivered to youth groups and schools throughout the community.
And that's another part of the Festival of Trees that I find so wonderful, is that children are involved through their schools and other activities.
We have community partners which stretch from the southern end of Vermilion County to the north end, across the state line. This is truly, we call it a community event, but it's truly a regional event. And when we talk about this being a kids event, we have kids from in swaddling diapers to people who are still young at heart in their 80s and 90s. So it's, kids, we define kids pretty broadly for this event.
And can you give me a quick rundown on some of the special events that are coming up?
Yes. Maybe not in this interview. I tell you what, we have a new pajama party this year that's coming up. We have the Crystal Ball. We have Family Bingo. We have obviously the Polar Express this year. We're doing a little bit of changes with the Polar Express. But the good news is we'll be able to deliver the Polar Express experience to almost 2,000 kids this year, which is about 5 times the number of kids that have an opportunity to experience it each year. So we're really, really excited about that. I'm sure I'm forgetting more vintage. I'm sorry, the Vintage Road Show, which is basically you come in for a meal, bring some antiques. We have some appraisers who are going to be joining us. That's a very, very fun event. We have the sponsor. We kick it off Thursday evening with the Sponsor Appreciation Night. This will be the third year that we've had a specific evening for sponsors only, followed by the Festival Gala on Friday night, and it'll be wall-to-wall with sponsors, designers, committee persons, friends of the festival, I guess is the best way to characterize it. And then we open it to the general public on Saturday the 14th at 10 o'clock with breakfast, and we will be running that through Wednesday of next week at 4 o'clock.
Wonderful. So it's quite a while that you have plenty of time to come down and enjoy this event and enjoy all the design that's gone on down here, the fun that is down here. And there's going to be other things that you can purchase down here. There's always the gingerbread house.
That's a pretty high traffic area. I make sure that I test all of the cookies that come out of the oven before we have an opportunity to sell them to the public. So if you're buying them, you know that I've tested them and they're in good shape.
Well, I just want to warn you that the WITY tree is Christmas in the kitchen, and it's full of cookies, but don't try one of them because they're clay.
Well, that, and if you're following the rules, they're probably glued to the tree too, right?
Well, they're hooked on pretty good. Also joining us is Jim's lovely wife, Linda. And Linda, you are a big part of this event also.
Well, I try to be. I'm a co-chair for the designers. And this year we have 95 trees and 68 wreaths, which is, we're above our numbers, so that's good. That's more money for the foundation. So, and we've got a lot of new ones this year, new people designing, so that's great.
Well, now I know it's too late for someone to become a sponsor this year, but if someone were to say, boy, I'd like to get involved in that as a sponsor, how do they do that?
They call Jim down at the foundation office, or Angie, or they can call me if they like, and we'll get them signed up for next year.
What kind of things can they sponsor?
Tree, well, as far as I'm concerned, tree, a 4-foot or a 7-foot, and a wreath.
Okay, and then we also have sponsors for other events, correct?
All of the events are sponsored, down to the raffle area is sponsored by someone. The wreath area is also sponsored by someone. So you can just, if you don't want to design, you can say, I would like to sponsor the wreath area. So you can also do that.
Now, what happens to all these gorgeous trees after the event?
Well, we have almost 40 raffle items between the trees and the wreaths, and silent auction. Some of them go back to the sponsors. Some are donated to different areas, so they all have a home.
They all end up in a home, and boy, I would love to have about every tree that's in this place.
Yeah.
They are so beautiful or imaginative. There's something unique about every one, and it's that way every year.
Here you think you've seen it all until the next year, and then there's still new ones. So
it's amazing, Jim, the kind of talent that our community has.
Well, I'm blown away each year, and like I say, I've been blown away now for 19 years. So, but what's really interesting is to talk to the designers as they're putting their creations together, and try to find out what was it that piqued that particular theme, and it may have been a memory that they have been that they've shared and that they want to share with others. It could be something that was a favorite story of one of their children's. We see a lot of minion trees this year. I'm not a real buff on minions, but I tell you, they're popping up all over the place here, so I'm going to have to learn about minions. A few years ago, it was SpongeBob, so you know, it's just, and then of course there are just the very classic trees, which you just stop and gaze at, and it just fills your heart with the spirit of the season.
What a great way to start this beautiful season of the year. And I want to invite all of you to come down and enjoy what we're putting together here today. And if you can't, just stay tuned on WITYradio.com, because we're going to show you later on what it looks like after it's all done. So if you're some of our friends that live in Belgium or France or China that tune in all the time, you're going to get to see just what we do here in America. And all of this is for charity. And Jim, who are some of the charities?
Well, basically, the proceeds from our Festival of Trees each year goes to support our community outreach programs through our ministry. I Sing the Body Electric, Halo, Faith in Action South, Young Men Aware, Young Women Aware, and Women Aware. So it's a long list of community outreach programs. It's actually grown over the last 20 years, all focused at building a healthy community.
Wonderful event, folks. If you've never been here, and believe it or not, I've talked to people that have never been here before, and I say to them, don't waste this year. Come, because every year it's so good, and you're going to miss something if you don't come. You're going to miss something spectacular and great. So I want to invite you to the 2015 Festival of Trees, Miracles on Main Street at the David S. Palmer Arena in Danville, Illinois, sponsored by Presence United Samaritans Foundation. Thank you for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you.